What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz podcast about to recap week 3 of the NFL slate. As always, before we jump into it, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment what you thought of week 3, any big bets you hit, all that. We love to hear it. I'm Paul. Pick a win contra. Oh, I shouldn't be called that this week, but who am I with?
Hey man, you're right. That's your boy Kev, Waterboy Savoy, aka the motherfucker that went 6-10 on his picks this week. Ouch. And
Yeah,
remember, Paul kept flexing like, "Yo, bro, it only took me like 20 minutes to pick this. Like, I don't know why do you have so many notes." Like,
yeah, no, I'm right there with you going 6-10, but at least you hit on your dog, 1-0 on the dog. You hit on one of your locks. I went clean sweep across the board, 0-2 on the locks, 0-1 on the dogs, 6-10. Like
who,
it was overall just a bad week.
bro, you know, I do this thing in my free time that makes me forget my what I do on the makes me forget shit. Who was my dog?
You're the Packers.
The Packers were dogs against the Titans.
Yeah, with
What?
Malik Willis second week starting.
Hey, bring me my money. That's free money right there.
And but then my dog I had the Vikings and I switched it to the Cowboys. So I would have hit my dog if
Come
I would have
on,
switched it up
Paul.
a second.
Paul. Paul. And I'm not mad at the pick because the Cowboys did rally late. But come on, man. Come on. You know you gotta trust them purple and gold boys over there.
Yeah, they got their first win. They needed that. They
K KOC.
they almost sold too though. So it was
Oh, they almost so bad. But that's such is life, man. But how we coming, man? What game do you want to start with Titans Packers first?
oh yeah, we can start Titans Packers. Fucking revenge game. It was there. Malik Willis snap. They just Matt LaFleur is definitely in the conversation for coach of the year if he the way he's can win with Malik Willis. Like Malik Willis was very good. I know he was running the ball and he did only threw when he had to, but like a 200-yard game, I don't think he had any of those with the Titans.
Oh yeah, this is the best game he's ever had, like as a starter. And Matt LaFleur has unlocked something in Malik Willis. They definitely have. You could say they have more weapons, but at the time they had Diop and like versus. You can't say they didn't have weapons, but the Packers are doing the thing right now. Their defense is still getting takeaways. Jair Alexander got the motherfucking pick six. I don't know if we put the prop in there, Will Levis plus anytime interception, but that shit has cashed every fucking game so far this season.
Yeah,
And I was ask you, I nobody's talked about the run game. Was the running game able to get off a little bit?
depends on who. I mean, Josh Jacobs didn't have a good day, but the backup Emmanuel Wilson did, and Malik Willis did. Like Malik Willis was towing that shit, and he was the leading rusher. The Titans are just a team that I've circled as like potentially one of the worst teams in the league. Like, I'm not trying to down credit the Vikings win. I don't know if I get the Packers win because it is a good win. This is your backup quarterback. You're winning without your starter, franchise guy you paid. But the Titans, Will Levis is arguably there's gonna be a couple quarterbacks that I'm gonna put in this conversation that's the worst quarterback in it, starting quarterback in NFL, and Will Levis is
It's
there.
they say they standing behind Brody though.
Whenever you have to make that known publicly after like just 2 weeks, 3 weeks of football, it's not a good look. They said the same thing about Bryce Young after week one. Like we're moving forward, he's our starter, and look where he's at right now. Like that's not a good look after just 3 weeks of football. Like they're having to come out publicly to remind people, hey, that's still our starter moving forward.
Damn. You know what's the craziest thing about all of that? The best quarterback on free agency right now is Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, shit. Even we can joke about it, say Joe Flacco, but like 5 out of 6 games last year threw for 300 yards, and I think they won 4 out of the 6 games he played last year. Like to rally into the playoffs, like that's looking like an upgrade right now. Not
Oh,
just in the Titans situation, but across some other teams we'll talk.
dang man. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to I'm about to actually watch this Packers game. I'm gonna watch this footage kind of live to see because them boys got a test next week. They got the purple and gold.
Yeah, Will Levis with his once again with his hands on his fucking head, looking silly, like I fucked up. Like he's up there. Next game, arguably the best game on the slate, was Steelers Chargers. When we were picking it, it was just like a 2 point game. Steelers getting the win 20-10 over the Chargers. Justin Herbert goes out with his ankle injury bothered him. Coming out at halftime, he tweaks something. He gets pulled from the game. They have to go with Heineke after that. It was a 3 point game while Herbert was in. After it's just it kind of took the air out the ball. I felt like when Herbert was taken out, Heineke came in, tried to do his best, but Steelers, T.J. Watt, they rally. They they win 20-10. Justin Fields looked pretty good. Like what was it? 245 and a touchdown. One and kind of did something with his legs as well. And he ran for a touchdown on the goal line. But they're doing enough to win 3-0. Who would have thought right now?
Mm.
Number
But
one
I'm looking at
AFC North.
these drives by the Chargers. Oh my gosh. 3 plays, punt. 3 plays, 3 plays. First one in the second half, 3 plays, -5 yards, punt. Next one, 3 plays, -4 yards, punt. 6 plays, 23 yards, punt. 3 plays, -14 yards, punt. No Justin Herbert. His offense has nothing. So they're gonna have to let Justin Herbert ice that thing because they're gonna need him for real, for real. They say it's a high ankle sprain. People keep making the joke saying that like Justin Herbert was telling people he had a high ankle sprain like before the game or something like that. I don't know. I don't know when he told people that, but they kept making it like a people were trying to go like place in the money super quick because after Justin Herbert told the reporters about his ankle or something like that. But the Steelers team, like you said, Arthur Smith is. They're saying that Arthur Smith is one of the. Bill Belichick is saying Arthur Smith is one of the great offensive minds because he's going out there and he's created a way for this offense to score and to win games without motherfucking turning over the ball, protecting the football, playing safe football, smart football. But at the same time, Justin Fields is not being like boxed in. Like he threw that bitch 32 times for 245 yards. Like they're making it work. So as much as I want to hate on Arthur Smith, they put it in a way to where they don't lose. After all his defense plays good defense. And after that, they don't lose because they put up just enough points.
I mean, we saw what they could do with the old man Big Ben, and at least with Fields and maybe with Russ, if he ever gets a starting job again.
Oh, yeah. They might
Yeah,
as well trade him to
he's not.
Tennessee.
But they're you saw what they could do with a man with basically no pulse on the field, couldn't move. And as long as you can play decent quarterback play, I remember I was the biggest anti-Fields guy, but I can't hate on like the guy's 3-0 now, and like I can't I would normally say it's all the defense, but they're putting at least some drives together.
Mm-hmm. And they're playing smart football. As long as he threw an interception for sure, but like as long as they keep playing smart football, they limit the turnovers and the mistakes, and they score more than 14. This team might imagine Justin Fields, the Warden of the North.
Well, who would have thought 3-0, number one in the division right now.
Him and T.J. Watt, Wardens of the North.
Then we had the Seahawks just killing my Dolphins, 24-3 in Seattle. Uh, just for whatever reason I had assumed that Tyler Huntley was going to start, but I should have just known that the Mike McDaniel offensive playbook is not as simple to learn overnight type shit. So Skylar Thompson, I would not have been confident. I found out pretty quickly once I saw Skylar Thompson's in, like, oh fuck, we're probably not going to win this game, and that's exactly what happened. It's just he without Tua, this offense looks terrible. We need at least a vet. Skylar Thompson, I knew we were dead in the water. Then he gets hurt. It doesn't matter. We're down bad anyway. But Tim Boyle comes in and tries to do whatever he can to get to the end of the game just to finish this fucker out. Like defense playing good. We got like sacked Gino a few times. Got fucking a couple interceptions. Did the best they could to make it a ball game. But yeah, our offense is dead without Tua right now.
Yeah, I mean, offense is. People always forget how nice Tua is with his accuracy. The way that Tua can get the ball to where it needs to be, and the defender can't do nothing about it. And as well as Tua can is ready for the quick passes. Like he understands he has a high fire, fast offense. So that O line isn't blocking. Like Mike McDaniels can start calling some shit to get that bitch up out of there. You feel me? And whenever I watch somebody like a Skylar Thompson or Tim Boyle in offense, I'm just like, oh, this is not an easy offense to be a part of. Like you really have to be a chess piece. You can't just throw any motherfucker in this bitch. You can't just throw a backup in this bitch off of an injury and just think everything's all fine. Like it's going. We gonna hope Tua gets back sooner than later and keep it going. But what happened to A Chain and not Morset, the other dude I got? Them boys wasn't running that thing like that.
Oh, it all relies on the ability to be able to throw the ball. If the defense not worried about you throwing the ball and they can zone it, like they're not going to be caught off guard with the fake pass to the H-hand run. Like whenever you're like, okay, we just got to key in on these three guys. That's all you got. Like similar to what the Jets did to the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Is like, okay, we're just gonna focus on the run. Jacoby Brissett's gonna have to throw the ball downfield. They're not gonna do that. So we're watching literally everything else on the field. We'll let them kill him up with that, but we'll watch everything else on the field. And if that's what happened, that's what I feel like what happened. Some people call Mike McDaniel fraud because of the play calling he had for the game, but I don't think it's his fault. I think he's going to run like 5 to 10 plays because of you had a week to prepare with Skyler. You weren't playing for this, and then on worse, Tim Boyle comes in. Now you only got like 3 to 4 plays that you can really like probably instilled in the timing and everything is all correct. Yeah, like I said, our offense is cooked. Like during even when Huntley comes in, I don't think we're gonna do anything because there's just so many motions, so many reads, so many designs where if the safety's here, then you're gonna run this route, but if the safety's not there, then you're gonna run this route. If the linebacker checks, then you run this route. Like all that, that's the Mike McDaniel offense. Without Tua, we can't
Mm.
do any of that. So it's like trying to fucking drive a Ferrari and you got a bike bicyclist fucking in the NASCAR pit. Like that shit is not working.
We gonna pray Tua gets back sooner or later, man.
Next game, Vikings dominate Texans 34-7. Sam Darnold, was it four? Yeah, 4 touchdowns, 181 yards. He wasn't like throwing a lot, but the defense, that's where I think it starts. So Brian Flores got this defense humming. They 2 interceptions on Stroud, made Stroud's life hell. Fucking, they couldn't run the ball with Akers. No Joe Mixon, he was hurt for the game. People, they didn't think it mattered. Vikings, I think, are a team that kind of legit. Like, this is a little different. Like, who would have thought? Week 3.
Bro, we gotta take the kind out of that kid. Them boys is legit. I think the way that Sam Darnold has played phenomenal. The way that his O line is blocked phenomenally. Um, and Brian Flores confused the fuck out of CJ Stroud. They definitely was giving them boys different looks from what Bill Belichick says. It was giving them boys different looks, and that's tough for a young quarterback out there. You never get comfortable. You never get to get in the rhythm because they're doing so much shit. And the Vikings are some ballers, kid, and that's what it's going to be very interesting because they play a divisional rival next week. So,
And they're very balanced. Aaron Jones had over 100 yards rushing. The defense is what I like. I think is the staple of the team now, and you're not asking Sam Darnold to do a lot, but
ooh,
he's doing really good stuff.
I lied when I said the offense blocked phenomenally. They gave him 4 sacks.
Oh yeah, nah. Well, Will Anderson's a dog. Fucking, I think he got a sack and a half. But yeah, no, The Vikings, I think, are going to be a really good team just because their defense is going to keep them in games.
Mhm. Yeah, dang. Danielle Hunter used to play for the Vikings, didn't he? That boy lost a
Yeah,
revenge game. Damn, he lost a revenge game and only got
that was
two
one of the
tackles.
pieces that the Texans went out and picked up this offseason.
Yeah, so the Vikings, if they keep balling, it's a wrap. I mean, Stephon Diggs had a decent game, but if the Vikings keep this up, they number one in their division. There's nobody fucking with them.
Then we got the battle of both defenses here. Saints losing at home to the Eagles 15-12. This was a good little game if you like defense. Very feisty, very physical.
I don't know what the fuck happened to both these teams. Because last time we were doing this podcast, we were talking about the Saints offense is just clicking right now. And the Eagles defense sucks. Like their fucking their pass rush is non-existent. Their corners are getting beat. CJ Gardner Johnson isn't looking legit. We're talking about their offense is committing way too many mistakes. The tush push is dead. Devontae Smith can't do it by himself. Like, I don't know. Both of these teams just like they flip different scripts. Like it's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. Saquon Barkley and that what was it, 65-yard run? Busted the game wide open and changed the dynamic for the Eagles. But both these teams played very well in on the side of the ball we didn't played different on the side of the ball we didn't expect.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that sentiment. Derek Carr completely got died. Like the whole MVP train, everything died at this game.
The
Back to
second they put some pass rush on it.
Jalen Carter was in a different stratosphere on the defensive line for the Eagles. Just blowing through the Saints offensive line. The Saints offensive line could not block the Eagles front seven at all. That's why I think made their offense look so bad. But the Eagles, I mean, this was now they're 2-1. They needed this win, but there's just some moments where I don't want to say lucky, but like you needed that, and it was the Saquon Barkley run, good run. You needed that. And then right after the Saints scored a touchdown, and there's only like 4 minutes, 3 minutes left in the game, looking pretty. There's been no offense from either side, so like it was like okay, like that's it. Like it's 12-7 or whatever at that point. And then fucking the Goddard catch on like third. It was third and 16, third and 15. Goddard gets the catch, fuck up coverage. They do the crossing shit, all that. Like and now you're in goal line. You score the next play. You take the lead in the last minute, minute and a half, whatever. But like third and 16 is not a place you want to be. Like that was, and you basically I don't want to say lucked out, but you needed that. Goddard got booty hole open because of the fucking collision of two defenders on together. Like you can't pan on that every single week. And Jalen Hurts is looking very average. Fucking Saquon is looking like the best player on the team right now. Devontae Smith, it looks like he's gonna be out for a couple weeks too. AJ Brown might be back.
Did, did you see the hit? I didn't see the hit.
Oh, the hit was bad, dirty hit, and the guy spit on him afterwards. Saints, it's very disgusting.
Spit on them.
Yeah, not a good look on Saints. Yeah.
They suspended him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure suspension is coming. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't kept in too much. I'm pretty sure if I was to ask Sham or Corey or somebody, someone would let me know. But yeah, it was very blatant, bad hit. And then
It was a
when he got up, he like spit down was what made it worse. Very slick when he spit. It wasn't very obvious in the moment, but people slowed down the footage. You could see it.
That's crazy. And it wasn't a starter though, right?
I don't know who it is. You know, I don't give a fuck about them saying. Yeah, but Eagles, I mean, needed that win, 2-1. Saints, 2-1 as well. Next game on the slate, the biggest upset of the weekend. Broncos beating the Bucks 26-7. Bo
Oh
Nix
my gosh.
running for his fucking life, doing enough to get the win. The Bucks look terrible, very flat.
Insanely at
Well,
home.
you can't blame them because they were out like a whole bunch of starters,
They
offensive
were out
line,
these.
defensive line, offensive line, the
They
DB.
was they was out these same niggas last week.
No, but they lost them in the middle of the game last week.
So what you're saying is that niggas had the whole week to practice and to adjust and give niggas reps, and you making excuses for these niggas for
But I'm just saying, when the injury report reads that many people, that's a lot of people you're out.
163 yards.
Yeah, no,
But I
seven
understand. I'm
sacks,
not.
seven
Yeah,
sacks.
seven
Like,
sacks.
that's
Seven
like
sacks is insane.
Aiden Hutchinson got 5.5 last week against that offensive line once the right tackle went out. Like they're on to like practice squad caliber linemen. Like, not saying it's a reason that the Broncos, but I'm just saying take that with a grain of salt for the Broncos. Like moving forward, I don't think that changes anything for the Broncos. Y'all beat up on a very hurt Bucks team.
I mean, it is what it is. Bo Nix played a good game. Sean Payton coached, great play calling, and they ain't let Baker do shit. Sigh.
Yeah, I'm still out. Bo is still yet to throw one. Lutz is what 4 field goals out of the Broncos. I'm not too worried about the Broncos right now. I think the Bucks just fucking got beat up.
Facts.
Next game, Titans. Oh no, we already talked this game. The Browns beat losing at home to the Giants. This was another big upset. Um, Deshaun Watson looks fucking terrible. Malik Neighbors might be the best wide receiver in the league already, statistically.
God, but we was just saying that about Marvin Harrison last week.
Nah, bro, they're not even the same caliber, bro. Malik Neighbors has been holding it down right now.
It wasn't insane. Like you see that like spinning touchdown catches.
That one they're gonna have to frame.
And that was pretty beautiful. But I mean, the Browns starts with their O line. I think this is a very wishy washy team. They came in, got the dub last week. They made it seem like they was them, and then the Giants reminded them that they're human. Tavon Thibodeau and all them boys had a great fucking day feasting on Daniel Jones' ass. He got 2 sacks for 8, and then how many quarterback pressures?
You mean talking about the sacks on Watson?
I mean, I'm tripping. The sacks. Oh, there you go. I know I wasn't tripping. 8 sacks for 48 motherfucking like that was an offensively crazy scene, kid. I've never seen that many sacks before, and I just seen a nigga get 7.
Yeah, no, motherfucking Watson. The start of this game was I think it was on the kick return fumble. So the Giant, not Giant, the Giants fumble right there. They get the ball. Then Amari Cooper catches a quick touchdown. They're up 7-0 within 30 seconds to start the game.
So they're playing from ahead.
Yeah. So after the 30 seconds, they can kick the ball off again. Almost basically restart the game with a head start, and they still lose the game 21-15. That's how bad offensively Deshaun Watson is at quarterback. And I think it ties in more that you paid him $300 million. If he was just if he's a Will Levis, I'm not going as hard also, but like he's in that conversation. I put Will Levis in as the worst quarterback starting in NFL right now.
Yeah, and it's terrible, kid. But like, how do they fix this? Do they get the do they does
I
Nick
think
Chubb
you
come
cut
back and establish the run?
do what the Broncos did. Just fucking eat the L and just say we gotta get rid of him because at least the Broncos had nothing left of their team. Like this is no longer a playoff caliber team. The Browns still have playoff caliber team. Like Joe Flacco won 5 or 4 out of the last 6 games, threw for 300 yards. I saw the statistic. Joe Flacco threw for 300 yards in 5 or 6 games. Deshaun Watson has yet to throw for 300 yards as a Cleveland Brown,
Damn,
and it's 15 games into his regiment. So
damn.
We saw what happened when Bryce Young got benched and Andy Dalton took over. Like that's what I think. What the Cleveland Browns have, the Amari Cooper was a Pro Bowler last year, fucking 1,000 yard receiver. They went out and got Jerry Jeudy, some of the best feet in the fucking game. David Njoku's a freak athlete at tight end. A great offensive line that is hurt right now. Nick Chubb is hurt, but Jerome Ford, same running back last year, Joe Flacco was winning with. Then defensively, one of the best defensive on paper still. And Watson still can't get a win. Like Watson's still looking this bad out there. Like I think at a certain time you have the pieces around to just cut ties and try to win somewhere else.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. Giants, shout out them getting the dub. The ball seat is a little less hot.
Yeah, and what's up with these motherfuckers and trying to get their asses off this hot seat? Because I think the pass rush came alive this game. I think this is the game that the Giants team was the Giants team that we kept saying who they are.
Yeah, and Daniel Jones, I think it starts with his confidence too. Like defense played fucking like who they're supposed to, and Daniel Jones looked decent.
Yeah,
Colts beating the Bears. We're all over this. Colts 21, Bears 16. But don't let this fool you. Anthony Richardson also is in that conversation for worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
definitely most inconsistent. I put Caleb Williams over him for sure, as of right now.
But I might be with you. But I saw Anthony Richardson throw that interception at the goal line where he just literally just like I think also what hurts is that similar to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts I haven't seen really run the ball. Except when he does run the ball, he looks good. Anthony Richardson ain't running like he's Josh Allen and shit. Like that's what made him fun his rookie year. He's an athlete. He's trying to sling that bitch 30, 40 times, and it ain't looking good.
Facts.
Caleb, did you see the Hail Mary that got stopped on the one?
Yeah, because then they like got like knocked out and then Jake caught it out of bounds type shit.
Yeah, on the
They,
one.
somebody said that explains their season to the best because it was the end at halftime, right?
Yeah, I mean it is, but that's where like why people see his stats at 363, two. Then Caleb must have, he had that day. It's like nah, man, he still kind of stunk it up. He just made a couple big throws.
Nah, literally. But this is, I think, if it wasn't for the fact that the other rookies played crazy well today, you would think like, oh yeah, it's the growing pains of the rookies. But it's really he's the only one that hasn't shown a great game yet.
None. Then our next game down the slate, we kind of hit on it earlier. We had the Ravens beating the Cowboys 28-25. There's another game where just like the fucking Caleb Williams, it's like the stats show you one thing, but the reality matters something else. Statistically, it's gonna look like the Cowboys had a good day. Dak Prescott had like 380 yards, a couple touchdowns, but they were down 28-12 in the fourth quarter, and then next thing you know, they start coming alive. Or 28-6 in the fourth quarter, then they come alive. Ravens almost let the comeback up, but yeah, no, the Cowboys were not in this game at all until the very end.
But Shannon Sharp has been on these niggas' ass all week since because he got nightcap and he be on first take. So he goes to his listeners and then he goes to and then he goes to national listeners, national television, and then he talks that shit again. And this motherfucker Shannon has said the same two things. The Cowboys couldn't stop a motherfucking cold. The way the Ravens ran all over this bitch. And they pulled up knowing that they motherfucker were gonna run that bitch. And still ran that motherfucker like it was nobody's business. Is insane. But I think, and then they're also speaking on the extra turmoil and little things that they were saying. Like everybody's talking about nobody has to play hero ball. As long as everybody does their job, they'll do this much. But the Cowboys is the same team we've always said they are. They can play with a lead, but if you beating up on them boys, there ain't shit that they could do for them.
Yeah, and I mean the fucking Derrick Henry. This is the type of week people thought he was gonna have every single 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that was from the jump. This wasn't like he broke him down in the fourth quarter. It was like from first quarter to third quarter, Derrick Henry's show was activated.
Nah, bro, the fucking Ravens had a great day fucking running. Derrick Henry. And then somebody was speaking with somebody, Shannon, talking about how they were using him differently. They said that as long as we've known Derrick Henry, literally to when he's from when he played in Tennessee, when he played in Alabama, even when he played in high school over here in Florida. They said this motherfucker always ran out of the eye. Crazy, crazy running, angry running out of the eye back, put a fullback in front of him. And I'm like, oh, that does make sense. Because I remember seeing him the first couple of games, and I'm like, I'm not used to seeing Derrick Henry right next to the quarterback in the shotgun position. But that's where Lamar likes his running backs at. You see Justin Hill and all them boys eat at that. So, you know, so motherfucking so them boys were really so the way that they just let Derrick Henry play to his strengths and get comfortable. If the Ravens can do this more often, like Lamar didn't even have to throw the ball too much. Lamar threw the ball 15 times.
Yeah, we saw some teams win this week on a lot of running. The Ravens were one of them.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this elite running. Like a lot of people are getting upset about it. There's no elite pass. And I'm like, I like seeing runs for 6, 7 yards. Like I like seeing teams average fucking 6+ yards of fucking carry. Like, but I want to talk about how good the Ravens did. But I just want to talk about the inexcusable motherfucking mistake because there was no reason why the fucking Cowboys should have came back in this game. The onside kick was Zay Flowers. Fuck that up.
Yeah.
Motherfucking like why are the fucking Cowboys coming back? They can't do shit, and you know they can't do shit. So like this wasn't. I don't think this was a clap it up hooray for either team, kid. I think there's still growing pains on both sides, and if the Cowboys don't figure out how to stop this motherfucking run, they're gonna have to deal with some shit these next few weeks. But I think the schedule is nothing but niggas that run the ball.
No, I can completely agree. The only thing I might say the Cowboys is uh the Eagles aren't really who a lot of teams thought they were. But not to say that the Giants or Washington aren't doing decently, but it's still kind of open for them. The Ravens needed this win because they would have been 0-3, whereas the Cowboys already got a win on the year.
You try to talk me out of this. I'm good because you was trying to set me up to go 5.
Yeah. Then the next game was the Panthers beating the Raiders, getting the first win. They sat Bryce Young, and I told you, I tried to tell you, Red Rifle got something in him.
He did. He did. He did.
The one thing that had me going was PFF had the Panthers as the top 10 O line, and I was like sitting there like, bro, so you're sitting there telling me that Bryce Young ain't got like a bad O line, and he's stinking it up like this. I was like, Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, I know they ain't no like Jettas and some shit, but that ain't a bad wide receiver 1 and 2. So, shit, fucking 36 points. Bryce Young starting job, Gonzo. Fucking confidence, Gonzo. Trade value, Gonzo. There ain't nothing you can do with Bryce Young now.
Bro, that shit was tragic, bro. And what killed me was how well the defense played. I forgot that, like, I want to say they got 2 picks. And especially when you was thinking like, okay, Gardner Minshew, he's picking up speed, he's figuring something out. Went ahead and grabbed that motherfucker. And I'm not saying that the Raiders have the greatest offense in the world, but the last offense, I think the last two teams scored 41 against these. I appreciate it. Scored 41 against these motherfuckers.
Yeah. And also, like I said, the Raiders blew the load when they beat the Ravens. Like that was a big underdog game where like you can't like Cinderella stories usually come to an end. And I just the perfect timing. We're sitting Bryce Young. Panthers are at rock bottom. Raiders are at an all-time high. We just got to meet in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I can't get mad at this game even though I picked wrong because I was like, yo, this man Paul, do you know something I don't know? Like I remember I rewatched that episode and my reaction was so like real time. I was like, no way, did he really just say that?
Yeah, and so happy I read the chamber, and I did bet on them too. The only thing is I fucked up and I added the Miami Dolphins to that same that same ticket, and that shit burnt me. But
Damn.
yeah, next game
And
we had this one. We're both on the right side. One of the few games we actually agreed on. Lions beating the Cardinals 20-13. Uh, tail
it
two
was a good game.
tail 2 hours. I felt the first half, both teams looked pretty good offensively, defensively not the best, and then second half all defense. And it was like all Cardinals too. The Lions offense, I just died in the first half. There was no more Jared Goff, Jameer Gibbs. There's nothing in the second half of this team.
But there was a strong point in time. We thought this Lions was going to be the number one offense. It's hurtful.
Jared Goff MVP tickets. If you took them, to start ripping them.
And shout out them boys for getting the win, of course. But I'm on the round. He scored, didn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
the
rare. It
Lions
was
is
like fantasy wise, all the fantasy boys scored. Like Jameer Gibbs had a good day for fantasy. David Montgomery had a good day for fantasy. Amon St. Brown had a good day for fantasy.
Sam Laporta got hurt, but
Yeah,
he caught both of his targets.
but then all of a sudden, it was like they did everything in the first half. Where if you had them like I did, it's like, oh, my boy Snap, Amon Brown, 20 points. Jameer Gibbs, 16 points. And then that was it. That was the end of their offense.
And I don't want to hate on them boys too bad, but sheesh.
And Kyler, same thing. I just felt like if because at halftime this game was what 20-10, and the game ends 2013.
Mm.
Yeah, so gotta keep eye on these teams. Next game, the kind of the craziest game of the week, the biggest comeback. Rams beating the 49ers 27-24. Jennings going absolutely federal. What was it, like 12 catches? No, 11 catches, 175 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy did the best he could fucking do, 292 yards and 3 touchdowns. But fourth quarter heroics brings the Rams back 27-24. How did you feel about LA? This was your potential NFC championship.
Bro, this is exactly how I expected the fucking no, this is the divisional round. And I said that the
49.
Rams are gonna knock off the 49ers on some crazy shit, right? And I'm watching this game thinking, no way that this is actually about to go like this. Because Brock Purdy was doing his thing. He was locked in with Jawan Jennings. They had that connection I've never seen before. Like that shit was insane. And they were figuring it out, but second half, this is the Matthew Stafford we was waiting for last week. Second half, shit just started making sense. Connor Williams was the only person to score before that. But after that, the offense started figuring out. Sean McVay was doing the damn thing. Tutu Atwell almost threw a fucking dart to
Bro, they overturned that. That bitch was a catch. Yeah,
to Demarcus Robinson. I was like, yeah, it's crazy. I would have gave it to the nigga. I was
that bitch was too
it.
clean, too clean.
So I was like, so Matthew Stafford turned up, and the fact that the Rams, they definitely blew this. There was points where there was one play where Brandon Ayuk was like wide open over the top. I'm talking about post route over, but Brock Purdy ain't seen him, so he throws it down low to not use check. Might have been use check. Maybe this dude
Could have been
Middleton, but he
juice.
throws it.
The juice man, because I know Kittle was out and Devo. So
Yeah, it probably was use check. We throw it to him on some other shit, and no, and they just didn't finish the game. How do you think this went?
but at 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the San Francisco 49ers had a win probability of 93.2%.
Wow.
Only went downhill from there. I mean, you can still fast forward at 55 seconds, not 55, a minute and a half left. They still had a 70% chance of winning. Like it just started spiraling out of the Jake Moody missed field goal in the last 2-3 minutes, where if he would have makes that, this would be an overtime game based on what the Rams comeback. But he misses that in the fourth quarter, and then the Rams go on and score the field goal, score a touchdown, field goal, back to back to back, three consecutive drives, and I mean, people want to see Shanahan choke job all that. I just want to say that was a good football. That was a good fucking football game. Like Rams played the 49ers played a game they win 9 out of 10 times. They win that game 90 out of 10, 90 out of 100 times they win that game. And
90, 93.
93, yeah. This was one of the few times where the Matthew Stafford fucking show turned on late for you, baby. And it's a great show to watch when it's fucking hit on all cylinders. And not just him, but the defense made some good stops in the fourth quarter. Moody missing a field goal. The Kyron Williams running the ball really good in the second half. Like this thing's a whole bunch of things had to happen for this game to end the way it did. And I'm just happy that we got to see the end of this game because boy, that was a good one.
That was a good one, man. I think the Rams just locked the fuck in, and it was so crazy how they did it because it wasn't just Matthew Stafford. Because my favorite play out of this entire comeback was the punt return to the last punt return when the 49ers punted it. And the score is tied, right? Yeah, the score is tied. The 49ers punted, and they're like, all right, all they have to do is stop the Rams and then go to overtime. But instead, these motherfuckers let that punt return up for like 40 something yards maybe, and they kicks it, and they're damn near in the field goal position.
Yeah, and then didn't help that the very first play on that drive was a defensive like pass interference or holding or whatever. And like there's another free down where I just is like, damn, the 49ers are shooting it like that sway of momentum was felt right there. Like, oh, this is the game the Rams win. But they had to win it right there because they would have missed that field goal. Different ball game in overtime. All that momentum shit out the window. And it's like, who getting that ball first? How you feeling about it? Like, this is a. I mean, I hope the Rams' offensive woes because I know they still got the injuries, the line, the defense, all that. Just if they didn't, I want to see them win because they're. This is an exciting team playoff time. I would hate if they go like 1-5 just because of all the injuries. The team gets healthy and they miss out on the playoffs by like a game because they were just not healthy for the first few weeks. Like this is a team I want in the playoffs.
Back.
Next game and final game on the Sunday slate, Kev. Chiefs winning 22-17. Controversy all across the internet with the defensive pass interference, no call on Kyle Pitts in the end zone toward the end of the game, where even the commentating team even pointed, I think Collinsworth even pointed it out. And but 3-0 are the Chiefs. They're not doing it pretty. They're doing it. They're just barely doing it. They're doing it with a mix of defense, a little. And I think I try to tell you, Kev, like. Primetime Mahomes, that's gonna happen, and the refs. I mean, you're not just playing the Mahomes, you're playing primetime Mahomes with the refs. And then what happened at the end of this game? Defensive pass interference that should have been called. You're on the one. You got four tries to kick that, run that bitch in with B. John and Alligator and them boys. Even a Kirk Cousins fucking QB sneak, bro.
This is not tears Achilles again.
But yeah, unfortunate. The football gods weren't on your side. You got the Chiefs winning here. 3-0. I mean, I feel like the last couple of years we were saying how they need to turn their shit on in the second half of the year, or otherwise they won't make it. This is a different look for the Chiefs and the Falcons. I wanted to believe, Kev, but what's going on?
How do you feel about this shit? How do you think this went down?
I honestly think it was a good game, competitive game. That football's a bitch because if they get that defensive pass interference there and Kirk scores on that drive and the Chiefs don't score, like they just don't get the chance afterwards, not a lot of time or anything. like their defense has been playing good against Mahomes as well. Like who we're talking about, yeah, Captain Kirk, back to back primetime games, no problem. Like fucking put a fork in them Chiefs. The Falcons are looking like the team we thought they were. Slowly and surely, their chemistry, but that's not the case. We got them with an L here, even though I felt like they played a decent game, not the best game. So certainly some drives were kind of flat, and they're kind of volatile. Certain drives they look like they're not that good, and certain drives they're kind of moving down the field. Darnell Mooney's looking like a good deep threat. Ray McLeod is probably the most used in this offense I've ever seen him anywhere.
Facts.
Um, Drake London sometimes can just disappear for moments, and in other times he's kind of that dude. So it's very hard for me to like. They're hot and cold, I would say. Defense though, very very good. Jesse Bates still best safety in the league potential.
Best secondary in the league, led by the best safety in the league, with the best duo of safeties in the league, Justin Simmons.
But you're
Get to
battling with this two-time Super Bowl champion right now, going for a three-peat. Like you battled them on prime time, and there was at no point I felt like, oh, this game is over until it was over. Like until y'all didn't get the score late, and it was like, oh, they're gonna get off the clock. Whereas with the Falcons with Riddler, before the game even starts, it's like, Kev, you know you're about to get smoked. Like, like y'all about to get smoked by Mahomes, and like at least this is a game where like it was at no point, bro. At no point, fourth quarter late, I was saying like, oh, Kirk, this is the moment they go out there and score the touchdown. It's similar to like what they say with the Jets are with Aaron Rodgers. Like at no point you're out of this game. That's kind of like how I feel about with the Falcons with their defense and weapons offensively.
Nah, I appreciate the good words, Paul. Shout out to you, man. But as a person that watched a lot of the snaps of this game, I actually took a break to go play basketball. That's and if you don't know, I only have one hand. So I enjoyed every second of this game. I think the first half we played phenomenal. I don't ever like to make excuses, but we did lose Caleb McGarry and another O lineman in the second quarter, and that's the reason why. That was kind of one of the big reasons why there was such a difference in the offense in the beginning and the second in the game. Because this was a game the first half. I'm talking about. Pat was thinking that he was coming down from the drive, score a touchdown. Justin Simmons said, "Thank you." And when I'm talking about Justin Simmons came from the other side, like he really was ready for that shit. He knew like, oh, Pat's doing Pat. Pat's doing Pat shit again. I'm going for it. So he gets it. And then the fact that our defense held the Chiefs to so many field goals at very critical moments. Like there were so many times where they could have let the touchdown go and we would have hit it with the eye. It's over. But no, the defense held up. They forced a 3-and-out. And the reason why I appreciate you for bringing up the pass interference over me is the fact that we had another chance. Like I'm not tripping. Like we literally had another chance. We weren't as close, but we had another chance and we got stopped again. Because and everybody's gonna get mad at the play calling, 4th and inches. Why didn't you throw it? Everybody knew you was gonna run it. Everybody in the room knew you was gonna run it. But we didn't have our dudes, so we can't run that inside zone no more. We had to take that bitch outside 1-on-1. We had our big personnel in that bitch. Like what is it? What is it? 2 tight ends, no receivers. Yep. It was down to Bijan Robinson and Nick Bolton. Who was gonna make a motherfucking play? And Nick Bolton made the play. And I respect that. Like you can't draw it up no better than that. That's good primetime football. And I think we played phenomenal. I was really proud that we never quit. Kirk looked so much better this game. Like the way his head was up, the way he looked like a leader on the field. Like he just had so much more poise, the way that he never did. And I'm also not mad about the DPI because I also feel like Kirk Cousins could have threw a better ball. And to be honest,
They
I
could have.
think if you th- I think if you throw a better ball, they call it.
That's fair.
That's why. That's my take on it. If you throw a better ball, they probably call that. But that ball is not uncatchable. There's no such thing as uncatchable in the National Football League. Bill Belichick was talking about that a couple weeks ago. But if you throw a better ball and Kyle Pitts doesn't have to go like this, if Kyle Pitts is like this and this motherfucker's all on his shit, oh, they're calling that. And now we can run it. We can run that bitch 3 times. Fuck it, run it 4 times. We can
Yeah,
run that bitch.
you're on the 1 yard line because you get it from right there at the 1 and goal.
You can, as long as we don't lose, get no tackles for loss, because they're probably going to try that outside zone shit. No, just try the inside zone shit. But our dudes can't block for that. So I think later in the game, we started to figure stuff out. Bijan Robinson keeps proving he's our best player on the team. Drake London, when we did call his name, he was there, even though he was the one that Kirk Cousins could have threw a better ball than him on the play after Kyle Pitts. But I think all in all, our team played well. I think Raheem Morris didn't sleep on the Chiefs even a little bit. I think we were coached well. The defensive coordinators, I keep forgetting his name, but he fucking did his thing for us. So I loved my Falcons. I actually enjoyed every second of this game. And I was so proud when like I'm over here screaming and people are like, what they screaming? What you screaming for? Oh no, we're in the red zone. He said, touchdown, touchdown. Nah, pass interference. All right.
Yeah,
Touchdown, roughing the passer. Like I was lit. I'm actually sitting there like lit to watch my team play the back-to-back champs and really play hustling. And I also looked at it as we're getting better, the Chiefs are getting better because the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes said, like, yo, bro, this was not me. I did not look good at all this game.
yeah,
Kelsey, where's he been at? Like, the Chiefs know that this is not them in their best form. And that was another thing. I was so happy the way we played Travis Kelsey on third down.
Travis Kelsey has not shown up this year. But Rashid Rice has been absolutely dominating the Chiefs' offense, and they're checking out rookie Carson Steele, undrafted rookie, I should add. Definitely looking like RB1 back there with some P Ryan's getting a little bit of touches, but Carson Steele held it down as the backup, and they 3-0, and the Chiefs honestly I won't say they look like the best team in the league, but because right now it's still early, but they look like the team with the most chemistry. They're not figuring it out. They already know what they are. They're just fine tuning some things along the way. And
Oh, yeah.
you kind of say this about Monday night, doubleheader Monday night. Bills, the wagon that is the Bills, 47-10 against the Jaguars. Josh Allen has a perfect game. Throws for 4 touchdowns. Did he run one also, or did he just throw one? Oh yeah, he just threw 4. James Cook scored a touchdown. Each different receiver, I think, basically scored a touchdown. Everyone got one. This is just a perfect game from Josh Allen. He is honestly probably the leader and clear cut candidate right now for MVP. It's
Oh,
still,
without a doubt.
but including with his rushing touchdowns, he's leading the league in total touchdowns. Yeah, no interceptions yet. So keep an eye out on that.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Like, Josh Allen is playing great ball. They're drawing up beautiful schemes. Like, nothing.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, and they just have to keep up this level of play, stay healthy. But it feels like they cleaned house and like they cleaned house and they just made sure they wiped it down really, really good.
Yeah, they people said without. I mean, we were people like without Stephon Diggs, like what's he gonna do? Da da da. And the offensive play calling and the way they rebuilt themselves. Like, okay, we're gonna run the ball first, and we're gonna throw it to like everyone. Like we're not gonna like he's not looking. He's going through all the progressions. Like it's just a completely different offense altogether. And I'm kind of give him credit for that.
And I respect the defense, but Jacksonville only scored like what 3 points or something like that.
And and even then, it was like they fought for every fucking point.
Yeah, like this shit was like insane. Doug Peterson and them boys got to figure something out because Trevor Lawrence is looking like he has to shoulder a lot of the burden of stuff that's not going right with his offense.
Oh yeah, they're saying that he is completely ass. They said Trevor Lawrence has ruined Urban Meyer's career, not the other.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they is
Oh,
coming.
that's crazy.
Yeah, they pulled up Gardner Minshew and Trevor Lawrence's stats side by side. Better win loss record Gardner, better interception touchdown record, more yard like not maybe not more yards, but like the yards are very comparable. But yeah, it's getting it's not looking good, especially because they just gave him that money. I think once you get that money, it gets a lot louder.
Facts.
Then my favorite game on the slate, I'm not gonna lie, Washington, with the win, 38-33 over the Bengals. Who would have thought the Bengals start off 0-3 with Joe Burrow? It's getting very loud for the anti-Joe Burrow crowd. They got all the ammunition in the world. Jaden Daniels is looking like the clear-cut rookie of the year, looking like the best rookie quarterback right now. Um, or rattle off a statistic about Jada Daniels, which came across my eyes today. Games where teams scored on every single drive, excluding the kneel downs. Jaden Daniels got two. Last game and this game.
Oh wow.
Between Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady, and their 1,100 starts, they only have two combined.
I respect it. This is actually the first game since like I think the 1940s that's had no punts or interception or turnovers.
Yeah. So, I mean,
This offense is locking it down on some Madden shit.
yeah, get the points where you need them. Take the three. Like they're showing the world, like stop going for it on fourth down. Like this is the opposite of Brandon Staley offense right here. This is we take the points where we fucking need them and we win.
Fuck the analytics. Because if you think about it, they did the same thing against the Bucks, and like that was a very like the Bucks just scored 4 touchdowns on their ass. If
Yeah,
it was the Bucks this week that pulled up, oh, they're winning that
but Jaden made some big time throws, which was like the throw to Terry McLaurin on the
game.
touchdown.
Oh,
He gets hit like it's a cover
all in his
zero.
face.
Bro, cover zero. They're in his face. He throws a fucking beauty to Terry. Yeah, like Jaden's looking legit, and the fact that he can run, that like his mobility is one of his strongest assets. On the goal line, he's not afraid. But like he was like 11 for 12 for so long. I could have swore like a whole quarter went by, and he was still 11 for 12. I was like, bro, they're not like they're just not forcing it. Like you don't need to throw 40 pass. We're gonna build this offense around you, similar to Lamar's like rookie season. Like we're gonna build this offense around you and your skill set, put you in the good positions, and that's what it kind of looks like.
Nice. But yeah, this game was fucking bonkers. I think both teams played really well. Jaden Daniels definitely people keep saying put on a record performance. I haven't checked into it yet. But Joe Burrow and them boys didn't look bad either. I think this is the first time they have the full offense that T. Higgins played. And they didn't punt the ball or turn that bitch over. They kept scoring on every drive, making it through. I just think not they just got outplayed.
Yeah, sometimes one guy just had the bigger gun that day, and that's what happened. And what like people are trying to blame Burrow. Shannon Sharp was blaming Burrow, like Burrow has to play a better game. It's like Burrow threw for 324 yards on 29 and 38 passing, three touchdowns. Their offensive puts up 33 points. Like you put up 33 points, you cannot blame anybody on the offensive side on why you lose that game.
That's it. And I mean, everybody's kind of been on his neck since the first 2 games. He had the strip fumble, and then he had the strip fumble that turned into a touchdown, and he had the interception that turned into a touchdown. But there were no any turnovers in this game, so motherfucking.
Jay Daniels had
I guess this is what happened.
day.
Yeah, the what?
Historic day, as like you said.
Like I think this offense didn't look terrible, and I just think they just ran into a historic team.
Yeah, Austin Eckler's also showing life on that fucking team. Kind of crazy.
Did he get hurt?
Did he get hurt?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did.
he had 3 catches for 35 yards. I remember he got hurt because somebody I was playing against him in fantasy.
Okay.
But yeah, this Commanders team is definitely showing that they're a young team with some light. And if there's as they mesh more throughout the season, and Jaden Daniels starts getting that LSU type confidence. I didn't even think about it. This is LSU versus LSU, but he's gonna be a baller.
Yeah. Good as weekend. I'm not gonna lie. That was a Jay and Daniels getting the win in Cincinnati against the healthy Bengals was not what I expected in my week on, but that was
That um
such a
that
chair.
was high. That was high powered. Lots of dogs ate this week.
Yeah, dogs have been eating all together for the past 3 weeks, and if the odds makers do not know what to do right now.
Bucks.
But as always, appreciate everybody watching. That's the whole slate we covered from top to bottom. Go down, like, and subscribe. Comment what you thought on week 3. Any crazy dogs, any crazy bets, we'd love to hear them. I'm Paul Pickle Winner. Join with Kevin, Waterboy Support. Y'all didn't know. Now y'all know, motherfuckers.